Another day, another drama. So for today, we find ourselves talking about boogie2988. So he has found himself in a little bit of hot water because of some drama that's been going on online. We have the thread here thanks to Optimus, so we're going to go over this and review just what the claims are and go ahead and discuss it. So to start off with, the first tweet is Mr. Metacore did a massive stream today, to which Boogie poorly replied. Here he is using his cancer as a shield for criticism, openly admitted he promoted the shitcoin scam to pay for weight loss medication that supposedly helps with his rare form of cancer. Here we have the tweet. To answer some of what Metacore has said, yes, I have cancer, and my specific type of cancer really needs you to lose weight if you want to survive it. My doctor prescribed Zepbound to get it done to increase my chances of avoiding stroke or heart attack, but still about it, I shouldn't be about that. Which, okay. Moving on. Number 2, he continues on in the comments to admit he promoted the scheme to pay for medical bills and tests. He repeatedly suggested he actually did it to foster community and give people a toy to play with. His story consistently changes. Yes, the entire reason I did the silly crypto bit was to be able to pay for a blood test, a colonoscopy, and a bone density test. Probably not something I should type lol about though. So the first thing I do want to discuss here is this is a very, very important example that shows why you should not trust just any influencer. Regardless of anything, in my opinion, I don't believe that it is very smart of anybody to invest their money just because somebody tells them to. So if you did get affected by this, I'm sorry, that sucks, but at the same time, it teaches a lesson to ensure that you are better spending your money and you are managing where that money goes. You shouldn't just listen to someone because they have some social media clout. Definitely do your research and learn where your money is going, because if it's not somewhere good, you do not want to be spending your money there. So moving on for point number 3, he admits Metacore's criticism is correct and claims he told his dev team to burn his 2% overall stake in the crypto. He then says hold for proof, but went on to delete all of his tweets within the next few hours. There still obviously is no solid proof and won't be. Fuck it, Metacore is right. I just told my dev team to burn my entire holdings of crypto. Hold for proof. So that's the tweet right there. Then afterwards he goes ahead. He starts deleting tweets, which luckily Optimus was able to get the screenshots. Despite initially telling CoffeeZilla he had 2% stake of fatty tokens he didn't have access to and were nothing good for him, he here admits there are scenarios in which he would sell this stake in fatty token. He went on to later burn his stake. Obviously, he had the capability to sell indirectly. Now, he goes on and he states, I will never sell my 2% unless if idiots want to be broke so bad it goes to 1 million market cap. Then and only then. Until then, I hold it till 0. So, Boogie continues to claim the commentary community pretends to not see the joke. He claims most people do, even though every single post he made was overwhelmingly flooded with negative and critical tweets. If they got the joke, why are we deleting tweets, Boogie? See, this guy gets the joke. I think most people do. It's wild seeing the commentary community pretend they don't. So, in my opinion, honestly, there's not really a joke here, because it's like you're actively promoting a scam to your fan base, and on top of that, what is the real need for it? Yeah, you need to pay for your medical bills, medical expenses. There's other ways to go about that. He could have even easily started a GoFundMe, and I'm pretty sure people would have helped. But instead, he chose to go about it the most shitty way possible, which is go through a crypto scam, which he knows is going to target his audience, or either that or impressionable people. So it's just a pretty scummy, shitty thing to do. Now moving on, Boogie claims he and his dev team burned 50 million tokens. In this video, which is coincidentally also deleted, Boogie claims the value of your tokens has gone up. This directly contradicts multiple statements he made saying he wasn't trying to make anyone money. So here's the video.
Hey, what are you doing?
Nothing.
Good. See, that's somebody that gets the fatty lifestyle. Do nothing and you'll be nothing. And that's the way you want to be. I see that a lot of you bought my coin because you want to be a broke, fat fuck like me. Well, guess what? I'm going to give you your first challenge. If you're holding my coin, your coin's value just went up. I had my team burn 50 million tokens. That way you have to work even harder to be a broke, fat fuck like me.
Yeah, just seeing this, if you took this seriously, I'm sorry, but there has to be some accountability held on your end as well. Just because why would you invest into someone like this?
A lot of people wanted to know how much coin I'm holding. 2% of the coin belongs to me. And people ask me, why didn't you sell it at the top? The answer is simple. I'm riding it to 0, baby! Yeah, just like I did with Ethereum when it dropped, just like I did when I invested in storage, just like I did when I invested in Uni.
So he starts talking about other crypto coins and stuff like that. We're not going to get into the last 6 seconds just because it's unnecessary. So we'll move on. Boogie calls himself basically YouTube Hitler and says everyone making videos criticizing him lost its sting about 5 or 6 years into it. He then contradicts this claim by wishing the audiences would get tired of it so commentators will stop calling him out. You know, the commentary community making videos about how you're basically YouTube Hitler loses its sting about 5 or 6 years into it. I do hope their audiences get tired of it eventually. So comparing yourself to Hitler isn't really, a good look, first of all. Second of all, I mean, don't flatter yourself. I don't think that many people hate you. Also, it's kind of stupid to compare yourself to Hitler when you're literally just scamming people with a coin. But go off, I guess, bro. So, point number 9. Boogie claims zero of his fans would invest into the shitcoin, but crypto millionaires losing their money happens all day, every day, and he wouldn't care one bit about it. This is all based on an unapproved assumption that his fans couldn't invest and is morally dubious. I agree with this point because it is assuming that his fans weren't the ones who invested in it. You can't for sure speak for everybody that they didn't invest in it and it's only millionaires doing it. But I do see the sentiment that he's trying to make, but it's just still a stupid point because you're still scamming people regardless of if they're millionaires or not. Fine, I'll speak as succinctly and bluntly as I can. I know zero of my fans would download Coinbase, create an account just to buy a shitcoin. It literally wasn't going to happen. But a bunch of crypto millionaires might come in and waste 0.1% worth on a meme coin as a joke, and they did. I don't care if a multimillionaire loses less than a percent of their holdings. This happens to crypto bros all day, every day. I don't care one bit. I would totally care if there was an actual fan who started crypto just to buy a coin. I told them not to buy though, but that person doesn't exist, so we're good. This is making an assumption that the people don't exist who are impacted by you, so that's kind of a redundant thing because you can't speak for everybody. You don't know whether or not there's someone out there who was like, oh, Boogie was talking about this coin, let me invest in it. Which, fair enough, it's not his fault, but at the same time, you are still accountable because you're the one promoting this scam to your fan base. That's going to happen. Point number 10. Boogie continues to deflect criticism with his girlfriend, which he, whatever reason, views being in a relationship as some unattainable accomplishment, then uses her as a half-naked prop for his stunt shilling and claims everyone is coping about it. The reason he's doing this is because for him it's impossible, so for him it's a very big accomplishment to have a girlfriend, so he wants to brag about it and make it seem like it's impossible for other people, but no, that's just his struggle. Point number 11. Boogie falsely claims Mudahar made a death threat against him and copes that Mudahar wishes his cancer would win. Plays the moral high ground here, but as you'll see later, making fun of Mr. Medicor, his battle with cancer that is killing him. Number 12. Boogie attempts to capitalize on the drama with a locale livestream in the midst of the 24 presidential debate. The stream does not start in 20 minutes. The chat was near universally against Boogie, and the video is now removed from the channel. So he decides, I guess, to go live. He says it's going to be in 20 minutes. Took longer than 20 minutes. And then once he starts realizing he's getting hate, he deletes the live so that there's no proof of it left. Boogie continues to try and gaslight people into believing him promoting the fatty token scam is just a joke. He is absolutely felted by random Twitter users to the point of complete defeat. So he's basically here just trying to prove that it wasn't a serious crypto advertisement, but in reality, it still is something that he's advertising to millions of people, or however big his reach is, maybe thousands of people, who knows. I don't know how much he fell off or if he's still relevant. So Boogie makes fun of Mr. Medicare for his battle with cancer, which Medicare claimed tonight is painfully killing him. Intriguing considering just hours before Boogie was coping on Twitter about Mudahar being a meanie for wishing his cancer would win. So, as you can see here, I swear these YouTubers will curse me within their dying breath. Medicare, I volunteer as tribute. That joke said, go watch his stream and give him money. If he wants to spend one of his last days making thousands of dollars making fun of a fat mouth for it. So, this is a very, very harsh thing to say, especially to someone who actually does have cancer. Like, that's just not something you do. I wouldn't wish that on anybody, and I hope that he seeks, I don't know what kind of help, maybe. It's just something that you don't joke about. It's one of those things where if someone's, sick, you shouldn't be joking about it. As simple as that. Everyone has their own struggles, and if he doesn't like it when people do that to him, he definitely shouldn't be doing it to someone else. Boogie's last week for the night continues to gaslight people into believing the commentary community is witch hunting him for calling him out on this shit. He is now happy the coin continues to pump and dump the investors. You're actually the idiot, guys. He's not owned. So he's trying to say that it was a joke and that he tanked it and blah, blah, blah. And it's other people's fault for basically investing into the coin. Boogie claims if he farted in public, Mudahar would say he gave people cancer, and people would say he'd eat a baby or some overdramatic shit. This is obviously nonsense he's using to deflect criticism. It's embarrassing to say the least. Yeah, you're basically using an idiotic claim and trying to basically say, oh, well, if I did this, other people would react this way anyway, so why does it matter if I'm advertising a scam? Like, trying to downplay it, which it's not something you can just downplay. Boogie, despite seething about the numerous exposed uploads on him, now rejoices as the coins he burned his stake in gains value after hundreds of thousands of new people become aware of the scam. It clearly will be worth nothing in a matter of days. He's a dumbass. During and after all these YouTube videos that came out today, the coin is doing better than it has in days. Y'all buying it, I presume, to piss off the people making videos. LOL. So, I mean, if people are buying it, that's on, like, once again, like I said earlier, if you're buying into this coin, that's on you if you do lose out on your money. This is obviously not going to lead to anything. It's not going to blow up and become the next big coin or anything like that. So just be very careful with your money. Boogie continually makes the claim that he told everyone not to buy it, so therefore he isn't culpable. Obviously, this plea to ignorance is no actual defense, and it's a bold-faced lie. He knew what he was doing, and he admits it several times by accident. Yeah, when you're a creator this big and you have followers, you know what you're doing every time you tweet something and you tell them, hey, look at this, buy into this, I'm buying into this, whatever, I'm investing here. You know what you're doing. You're telling your fans and you're making an impression on them. Boogie responds to CoffeeZilla, who initially exposed his scam and tries to deflect the blame back onto him. Why wouldn't CoffeeZilla want to talk to crypto scam artists on behalf of a middle-aged man-child who agrees to a business deal with him? The humanity. Boogie gets absolutely felted by yours truly in his comments and claims he was the talent, LMFAO, who was scapegoated. He continues to work with the people he claims he scapegoated him and defended them until just a few hours ago with everything he had. Yeah, you can't say that you're being scapegoated when you compare yourself to Hitler and try to say people are just hating on you for fun and that it's unjust. You did this to yourself and you brought it upon yourself by advertising this shitcoin. So Boogie gets spanked by Nicholas Diorio and keeps trying to gaslight everyone into thinking he was telling you not to buy the financial investment he was advertising to everyone. He then claims everyone who wants to be broke so bad, he blew 15 years of YouTube money on whores. I genuinely thought if I said don't buy it, people wouldn't buy it. Who knew people want to be broke so bad? All in all, this is just a bad take because it's like, just because you said don't buy it, but then advertised it doesn't mean people aren't going to buy it. People are still going to look into it and buy it regardless because you're advertising it. So Boogie claims he's going to burn his stake because it's the right thing to do. He has repeatedly before this defended his actions, claiming he was misled, trying to pay hospital bills, trying to foster a community, trying to steal from crypto millionaires, etc. Now, curious timing. Okay. Boogie is perhaps accurately labeled a sociopath by a random Twitter user. He tries to quote tweet them and cook, but is ratioed because the tweet actually makes a lot of sense. The truth apparently hurts bad. It's very possible that Boogie's a sociopath, and for the fans that fall for it, they probably deserve to get scammed. Starting to understand why his wife left him. Out of all the dumb shit in my timeline today, this is the most dumb of all. Boogie put out a piss poor statement that I had to thoroughly check to make sure he didn't write with AI. Obviously, the statement went horrible and nobody was buying this shit. I have the full segment of the statement split up in separate images, but this thread is at the limit. Yeah, I'm not going to read his statement because I still believe that it's cringe if you would go ahead and scam your audience this way. I do think once again the audience has a portion of the guilt on themselves. They shouldn't have invested into something like this, which is why once again I want to drive home the fact that you should always research what you're investing into. Don't blindly trust anybody just because they have a social media following. Don't ever invest in something just because someone says it's the next lucrative business venture. Always do your own research, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.